When you take a yoga class, whether it's in the studio or whether it's at home, there are some what we call props that could make your practice a little bit easier, especially as you're getting started, or especially if you have any pre-existing injuries or general tightness or are just early on in your flexibility journey. So a lot of times we look at props as an assistant or as an extension. So I'm going to go through what they are really quickly. This is a yoga strap. They can be all sorts of different lengths. You can find them at pretty much any big box store or on Amazon. I'll provide some links in this email for you to find them easily. And of course, you can find them here in our yoga studio as well. Straps are really great for extension when you have maybe some muscles that are a little bit tight and maybe you can't reach them quite as easily. You can use the straps to create that extra length from one arm to the next arm, from one arm to the leg, to make your stretches more efficient and to make it less likely that you're going to overstretch and hurt yourself. A strap is a great thing to have in your yoga toolbox. Now, if you don't have a strap, you can use things from home. You can use a belt, you can use rope, you can use a necktie, you can use a scarf, you can use maybe a bath towel, roll up a bath towel or a hand towel, and you can, fold it up, and then you can use that as well. These are yoga blocks. Yoga blocks are great. I love them. I would definitely encourage you to have at least one in your yoga toolbox, if not two. Two, I think, are better, and you'll probably use them a little bit more often. Very similar to the strap in that they act as an extension of your body. Imagine that it's like they're bringing the floor up to your level. If, for example, if you are doing a forward fold and maybe your fingertips don't go all the way to the ground, you can put the yoga block in front of you and then your fingertips go down to the yoga block instead of the floor, which is where your body is at this time, and that's what it needs to do, is to use the block as an extension and not hurt yourself trying to reach all the way down to the ground. There are a lot of uses for these yoga blocks. We're not going to go into all of those today, but it would be a great thing to have in your toolbox for future classes, especially if you're doing yoga classes from home, because a lot of our teachers do use yoga blocks. A yoga blanket. I think they call these Baja blankets or Mexican blankets. These are really popular to be used in a yoga class. This is to provide a little extra luxury for your joints in your yoga class. So if you're like me and you have cranky knees, and you're in certain positions where you're on the yoga mat and you're finding some discomfort, you can take these blankets and roll them up and put them between the mat and your knees, and it feels so much nicer. You can also put it under your hands or in Shavasana, under your back for support. If you don't have one of these blankets, you can use a regular bath towel, or you can use a small pillow, or you can use a couple of hand towels. It doesn't have to be this type of blanket. This is just the most popular thing that we use, but people use towels all the time. So I want you to feel empowered to be able to use a towel as well. This is a bolster. This is not used in every yoga class, so I don't want you to think that this is something that you need to invest in. You can use maybe one or two bed pillows stacked on top of each other, maybe put into a pillowcase so that you can keep those pillows from sliding around. These are used as openers, which feels really, really good. You can put them under your legs. There's a lot of different ways that they use these bolsters in the yoga classes. This is not something that is required for you to have. This is just kind of something extra. And oftentimes, like I said, you can use pillows. If you were to only buy one or two things for your yoga practice, it would be a good yoga mat that's at least 1/4 of an inch thick. Don't go with the ones that are 1/8 of an inch. I would highly discourage you from doing that. So at least go with 1/4 of an inch mat, maybe one or two yoga blocks, and a strap. These are going to really empower you in your yoga classes. You do not need these things. Yoga does not require these things. These are only extras that are going to enhance your yoga practice, but they're not requirements. If you have any questions, give me a call, and I'll have some links in this email to get you to affordable options for these props to be sent straight to your home.